These are my grandparents on their wedding day, February the 22nd, 1911. He is Philip, son of Judge Giovanni Pulicino and Georgina Mifsud. She is Maud, daughter of Colonel Achilles Samut and Enriqueta Tagliaferro. He turned 25 3 months ago, and she will be turning 25 in a couple of weeks. Over the next 15 years, they will produce 11 children who will become mothers and fathers of 38 grandchildren, who in turn will bring 85 great-grandchildren into the world. The aim of the Pulicino Family Project is to preserve the historical records of the family and to make them accessible to the current and to future generations. Fortunately, the preservation of the family records began a long time ago. In the 18th century, Marcantonio Pulicino, a notary, wrote a booklet he titled Memorie d'alcune case che appartengono alla Casa Pulicino. In the 19th century, two brothers, Paolo and Antonio Pulicino, born in 1815 and 1817, compiled and recorded detailed information in separate but overlapping diaries they titled Notizie. In the 20th century, another two brothers, Philo and Tony Pulicino, born exactly a century later in 1915 and 1917, took on the arduous task of verifying all the genealogy by examining notarial records and other archives, and then producing a detailed family tree spanning the 400 years between the 1514 wedding of Francesco Pulicino and Paola in Attard and the 1911 wedding of Philip and Maud in Slima, which we've just been to. At the end of the 20th century, the efforts of yet another two brothers, John and Paul Pulicino, born in 1947 and 1950, led to the short-lived existence of the Pulicino family website. Paul had painstakingly transcribed all the contents of those 19th century notizie, which I then translated and used as the basis for that website, which included an annotated version of the family tree from the earliest existing records and continuously right down to Sir Philip and Lady Maud and the details of their 11 children. I still have all the files of that website, and during the last 20 years, I've gathered almost 6 gigabytes of additional information about the family Pulicino in Malta and about its possible origins before their arrival. The modest proposal I have in mind is that I pass on all this information to a representative group of family members who would then make decisions about which family records should be made accessible and in what form: a website, an electronic or physical book, or something else. The group would then make plans and decide how best to implement their plans. The very first step would be to agree on the membership, structure, and purpose of the group. The proposal is based on these considerations. First and foremost, because of its very nature, family history should not be the prerogative of one member without the participation of other members. Secondly, I don't have the experience or expertise required to incorporate the newly uncovered information into what is already known. Much of it is in Italian, French, and even Latin, and would benefit from some knowledge of its historical context, knowledge I lack.